Let's work. Yo, it's go time, showtime, never back in downtime. One shot, yo, make it count, yo. Crunch time, shine time, make this moment my time. Get a grip, yo, ready, set, go. We bring the thunder. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's go. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's go. Yeah, it's my time, yo time. Step into the spotlight. Get lit, yo. Let yourself go. Our time, high time. Gotta go big time. This is it, yo. Never take no fight time. Grind time. Take it to the street time. Turn the roof off. Get loco. Game time, win time. We gon' bring it home time. No regrets now. Let it all go. We bring the thunder. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's go. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's work.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mountain Bears. So, darling, how do you like our new intro?
I like it. That was my first time seeing it. My only problem is the one picture, and I'm just like, really?
Yes, it's the only one I have with you in the camera.
I know, but I look like a Teletubby. Like a bad Teletubby. Like black and white
I look
Teletubby.
like a Teletubby.
I
Hello,
look like a
Kathy. Hello, Shannon. Hello, Brenda. Hello, Ashley.
guys.
I'm glad Kathy liked it. Hope you guys like it. Yes, I am bringing a little bit more of my personality into the intros and outros, if you haven't been able to tell.
You are loving you some Adobe Rush.
I am loving me some Adobe Rush. Look for them to be updated often. Those were just two new ones. We will be doing some updates and changes to them. Good evening, Sharon. Oh,
Second Shannon.
Yeah. Yeah. So
We have Shanai.
yes. So, we woke to, well, some of y'all woke to the morning. I found it out really weirdly by reading my Twitter feed and Michelle Visage counseling an event. We lost Her Majesty's consort and protector of the realm.
And on the same day, because weird enough, I think we also lost DMX today, didn't we?
I'm not for sure.
I believe so. Like I just like I saw I think I saw the headline, and I was like, that is the weirdest double I have ever seen.
Well, we also lost the writer of Saturday Night TV.
Yeah, Ashley's confirming.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's well, and apparently also Dennis the Menace's mom for the actress.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a weird day for deaths.
It was.
Like
we are confirming DMX has died at 50. So it's been shaking the world a little bit all over the place. The writer to Saturday Night Live from 75 passed away. Literally, like within minutes, one announcement was going, another announcement was going.
Yeah. Well, and then the other thing that died in West Virginia, just side note while you're looking all that up, was the personal income tax repeal. Because apparently our governor decided to go on live air and effectively call our House delegates cowards who wouldn't take up the bill. So 2 hours after he said that, they took up the bill and voted against it 100-0 to not pass.
Right.
The first unanimous decision in quite a while.
I think it's been the only unanimous decision in about 6 years. That's how bad this bill was written, okay?
Oh, yeah. It was, well, the concept is stupid. Like, and it was referred in one place as Justice's PIT. And I said pit was exactly what we should all be calling it, because it's going to dig a pit in West Virginia that we're not going to be able to get out of.
Right.
You know, it's a gift to the rich and on the backs of the poor. You know, the working poor on down.
Right.
You know, it's going to decimate families in West Virginia, and it's going to turn the roads to prosperity into exit ramps all across the state, which, by the way, if you're not familiar, that's Justice's other giant project fail of the Roads to Prosperity project. Our road was actually part of that. And it's not a road to prosperity. It's a flippant access road for school buses that goes through the middle of a subdivision. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really a lot of prosperity. It was a pain in the ass. But no, I'm finding it interesting. One, how the palace announced it. It was very quiet, very relaxed. Like, it was not on major news stations. Skynet was almost an hour and a half after the announcement of picking it up.
Yeah, I think right now that's probably one of those things you want to be delicate with. Like, that's got to be a hard one,
right?
For the Queen. That's not a.
Well, they had been married for 70 years. He had been her servant for 70 years. That's the way it is. And her consort, one of the longest running consorts to Her Majesty. And the first is where his loyalty to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and moreover, like, they were a very sweet couple.
They were.
Like, you just kind of have to take that one into account. Is, you know, that had to be an interesting marriage. I mean, just, you kind of start into it, and then all of a sudden your wife becomes queen, and, like, a lot of things happened really quickly.
Well, a lot of things happen in his life really quickly. Like, not a lot of people know that he is actually would be the still ruling monarch of Greece or Denmark.
But they were a very in love couple.
They were. It was an arranged marriage. And he was known for being loud, and she was known for being respectful.
Well, but it wasn't a crazy marriage. Like, it was, like, and I know, like, you know, English royalty and all that, they've got a pretty buttoned down, like, you know, level of, like, we're keeping that out of the press. But it wasn't like, I mean, granted, they only could do so much for Prince Charles and Diana. You know, like, there were limits there, so I figured it couldn't have been that crazy of a marriage. You know, it wasn't like he was, like, you know, gambling, drinking, and screwing everything with legs.
Oh, I don't think she would have took that. He would have ended up in a dungeon.
Basically.
I mean, because she is known to be a hard CEO of the company.
Effectively.
Yeah.
Like, but she's had to be.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Right.
Like, this has got to be a tough time when you've spent this many years as a very, like, staunch, you know, strong figurehead. That this is a very tragic loss. Right.
So. And I think it's going to be very hard on her. Well, this will not be our only reporting of this.
No. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more out of this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm more concerned that
either.
Well, I'm just more concerned that this may be like her unraveling.
Possibly.
I mean, she's had a good long run, but she is a very old woman.
Yeah.
And this is a lot of personal tragedy.
Right. I mean, you know, her grandson recently, you know, left the company and came to America with the actress, which is really kind of a flashback to how she became queen.
Okay.
Because before her father was king, the man before him had to advocate the throne because he wanted to marry an American divorcee actress.
Oh yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
Well, but that was also there was a lot of weird things there. Because this could have been a very ugly time for England.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it was weird enough for World War One, but it would have been super crazy for World War Two. Because
Mm-hmm.
in addition to marrying the American divorcee, wasn't he also the one that was really buddy with Nazis?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here going, yeah, I can see why, the 1-2 combo. I think it was probably the buddies with Nazis thing that really got him thrown out. I think it was kind of a death by 1,000 paper cuts. That whole you never convict the mafia on their criminal things. You always get them on their taxes. I think this was the taxes level thing is but then you have this problem with your marriage.
Right.
And it was just enough to be like, bye, Felicia. Get rid of the Nazi. Or the Nazi wannabe, or the Nazi sympathizer, or the Nazi friend, however you want to term it.
Right.
He was really buddy with Nazis. It was not going to be cool.
Well, here, it wasn't just he was really buddy with Nazis. It was that the family, during that time, most of the monarchy was connected to either Queen Victoria or the Tsars of Russia. 2 family lines. There's maybe 3 family lines in the royal families in general up until this point. So they had family, and that's why they changed the name to Windsor. Queen Elizabeth's father, King George, changed the name to Windsor, said, all right, we're done with this. You guys go do your own thing. We are maintaining our monarchy. And I think that, Queen Anne was very influential, which is the Queen Mother, in bringing Britain's monarchy into having a last name, and then into changing the last name of the monarchy to Mountbatten, changing the way the monarchy is perceived, brought in the press, and she done a lot. And Kathy brings up that the Queen has a soft side with her children and grandchildren, including how she made their mom's funeral really important for her grandchildren. It was more so, no, this is how this is done. She has this way about her, and a lot of older women, she is 94 right now, have this way of, no, this is how it's done. We will do it this way. They got a lot of flack for staying in Balmoral. But it was, no, we can't travel right now. We have 2 young boys, so we have to explain to them that, no, your mother has died.
And more importantly, now, mourning in the press is a nightmare.
Right.
And these are very, highly public children.
Right.
And God, if they needed that. But I will also say, though, you have to take into account some of the problems Diana faced were also her fault.
Right.
She wasn't totally blameless in that.
Oh no, she wasn't.
I'm not saying I'm not going to go down conspiracy theory alley that the Queen of England had her killed. I'm not there. I don't believe that.
I don't think she was. I think the Queen of England, however, tried to remind her over and over again, do not deal with the paparazzi. Please do not talk to the paparazzi. Please do not talk to the paparazzi. Amika, there you are.
I think there's some of that, but there was also a lot of the challenges that Diana faced.
Right.
As she didn't grow up in this, she didn't grow up with all the rules. And Diana herself was a little bit of a rule breaker.
Right.
That was her personality.
She did grow up this. She was a lady beforehand. There are some rules there that she should have already known.
Yeah, but she was kind of she was a little bit of a rule breaker.
Very much a
Like
rule.
she like evaluated her thing.
Right.
I'm, and again, I don't want to make her sound perfect. She made mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
and there's some things she probably could have done differently.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think she came out of a really bad marriage, and I understand, as you know, all mommies want to pretend their children are perfect, and I'm sure that's probably doubly so when you're the Queen of England and your son is a prince. You want to whitewash this real quick and make it look good. And you have a soon-to-be ex-daughter-in-law that is dragging your family.
Right.
And she was. Like, she was out and out. Like, boom. I do think, though, that it got ugly.
Oh, I
and
think
a lot uglier than it should have.
Well,
and
I think it got ugly, but I also think that it was a standard, normal divorce. I've had a few. They aren't pretty. No one's happy.
No.
Everybody hates everybody, and we all plan on how to murder each other.
Basically.
Yeah.
I don't know. My breakups have never quite gotten there. Like, I've never wanted to murder an ex of mine.
Oh, honey.
That said, I would have, been very happy for at least one of my exes to have been temporarily kidnapped until they could calm the crap down. But, besides that, it's kind of been like, you know what? This isn't working, and we're moving along.
Well, we have some lovely ladies in the group here, so I'll throw it to them. Ladies, if you had the option of your exes, how many of them would you, if you were replacing your exes with rose bushes because you wanted them dead, how many rose bushes would be in your front yard?
Well, there is that. But no, I don't know. Pretty much all my breakups have been fairly calm. It was kind of like we met, maybe not at the same moment, but with a little thought, and some time, kind of all got to the same place. That it's like, yeah, this wasn't working. Like, I was upset and I said some things I probably shouldn't have, but no, this is valid. I this wasn't working.
Right. I don't know. I've had one easy breakup, two easy breakups, and then the rest is kind of like, well, one of them, if he just appears off the planet today, Christians may, think that the devil has left.
Okay, so we have two huge rose bushes, no rose bushes, and none, but other side of a country would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, my exes, the really truly, the worst breakup I've truly ever had, and I will say that was my behavior in that one. After the breakup. Now, the precipitation to the breakup was why I went a little
Well, fine. I'll play
it
for you because there's three black holes that need rose bushes.
Well, okay, but still.
Yeah.
But no, I did have one that I went a little crazy after that one. And yeah, it's too late to go into that one. But the short version is, don't break up with someone through instant messenger a week after Valentine's Day, especially not when they're finishing their last year of college and they have set everything in their life to move to the to the top half of the country from the bottom half of the country, and you are literally down to the wire. That's a bad move.
Yep.
Across the board. There were other things that went on there, but yeah. Let's just say, if you've seen the movie Sweet Home Alabama, and there's that lovely line of the words that should be flashing through your head right now are joint checking account. Yeah, that's how that went. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
rhododendrons are a beautiful plant. Just don't plant them near a house. They're very gorgeous, Brenda. Very, very gorgeous.
But no, I snapped a little. Like, I had a month there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, a lot of things like crashed down around me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it got bad.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah, I can see Brenda. Like, I got a text during lunch at work.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. Text breakup, bad idea. Bad idea. Just don't do it. Like, if you can avoid it at all. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and especially not while someone's in the middle of like a work day. Like, don't screw with people at work.
Yeah.
You know,
Really trying not to.
It's just crap.
Very much so. Now, we are getting news of a reboot, and they better not mess this up. I swear I will beat them if they do.
Oh, I'm waiting to hear your take on this one. Because I said mine earlier, and I'll share here in a minute, but I want to hear yours first.
And I told you to pause. Queer as Folk is rebooting. And of course, they're moving it south. Groundbreaking gay television show Queer as Folk is coming back to TV in a brand new way. Peacock, live streaming service to NBC, which someone's going to teach me how to use.
Absolutely.
Is bringing back Queer as Folk. With given character Stephanie Durham, Little America, a straight to series 8-episode order for the new Queer as Folk. The new version of a classic show will explore the diverse group of friends in New Orleans who live the lives are transformed aftermath of a tragedy. As normal.
Okay. See, I said it earlier, and isn't that almost the premise of True Blood? Like, anyone want to help me out? Like, because I'm sitting here going, if we're going to go deep south with Queer as Folk, there's only a few directions this can go. So there's like the True Blood direction, which was cool. There's the like trailer park direction, in which this is going to be crazy. Like, it's going to be like, yeah.
Right.
Like, so it's going to be like that. I would see is like the Sorted Lives version. And then there could be like this whole other like thing,
right,
which is what I call the Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Which was the first thing I brought up, like, the whole literal New Orleans thing. And I'm like, that was a weird version of Gay Sal. Like, that's not true to life.
I know. And if this fails, they need to come here and let me run it. Because believe me, I swear Queer as Folk could occur in West Virginia much easier than New Orleans. But we're hoping that it expands the storylines. I do hope they bring back my favorite character, Brian. And I hope that they find him a comfortable apartment.
Well, and I'm just wondering how well NBC is going to handle this one. I know, like, they've said it's going out to Peacock.
Right.
Which gives them probably a lot more license than they have with, like, primetime. Like, real, legitimate NBC. It gives them a lot more leeway. But, I mean, because that was a very sexual show. Like, that was, what, Showtime back in the day? Or
it was. I actually entered my cable package for it.
Yeah, yeah. Like, which was what allowed them to go as sexual as they did. But now I don't know how NBC is going to play that out. Like, I'm grateful it's not ABC. Because ABC, it's going to be like
Friends rewatched.
Well, it's going to be like the Mormon version. Like, everyone stays dressed through every episode ever. But I don't know like what an NBC version is going to look like.
I think it'll be interesting. I really do. I hope that it is as groundbreaking as the first series was. I do think Mama Knight will be a little shell shocked because that's where she got a lot of her questions answered.
Mm-hmm.
Because she didn't come out and ask me directly, so she learned through the show when I said, "Oh, by the way, I've added onto the cable package."
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, but then there's the other thing though: is are they going to kind of go back and revisit like the general plot and premise, or are they going to go like general theme, new direction entirely? Like, as in, like this was early 2000s.
You're right.
For the original. Do what now?
20 years ago.
Right. 20 years on, what do we need out of Queer as Folk? Like, what is that going to look like? Is that going to be... These are questions I have. Is where are we going to go with it?
We need Brian as a older gay.
Okay.
High-riding bitch who's moved his advertising company to New Orleans because he wanted to enjoy the heat. We need a Babylon. We need them to take on some trans issues, some Southern problems. Definitely need some more people with color. Now, there is one actor from Sucky, True Blood, that I would love to see appear in this. I just think that would be like a whole fucking thing. And if they get him over, that'll be just like the kicker.
Okie dokie. But no, I don't know. I'm trying to envision this. Like, are they just cashing in? Because it was popular. And it truly was.
Right.
Like, it was like, must-see TV.
Right.
Which kind of fits the NBC branding. But at the same time, like, I always worry about reboots.
Right.
Like, because sometimes they try to go too close, and it's like, it's just a copy.
Right.
Like, it's a really pale imitation of the original. Sometimes it's like, I see what you were trying to do, but you failed miserably.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes it's like, okay, this is enough different from the original, but keeps the genre.
Mm-hmm. I'm
liking it.
Right.
It's sort of where I ended up with the oh gosh, what was it? The murder horror thing that they did as a network television show. Oh, why won't it come to me right now? Granted, that only lasted 2 seasons. I'll get there in a minute.
Okay, because I'm like, there's a lot of that.
Scream. Sorry, took me a second.
I didn't care for that at all.
Oh, no, I loved it. Like, as someone who followed the original Scream series back in the day and saw all of the movies, when they did the television show, I just loved the fact that they opened the entire series with the thought that was directly in my head. Is how in the hell do you make a series in which technically you already know everyone's going to die but one?
Right.
And literally every episode you've got to kill people off. Right. Like, so you can't get a lot of character development. You can't get really attached to anyone. And you pretty much know who's going to live. At least for the first 3 seasons.
Right.
Because, murder horror franchise, it like has a formula. And they literally outright had a character say the line. It was great. I howled. I absolutely howled at like the break the fourth wall moment.
Well,
great.
I don't know. I'm hoping that it's good, especially if I'm going to learn how to get Peacock to run on who.
Yes.
Me, I like my voice control.
Well, yes. Now, I don't know how well it'll work with voice. Because we are okay for let's back up there a second. So Peacock and NBC and Amazon have been in a battle. over advertising revenue. This is the whole reason that the Fire Sticks and the Fire Cubes and basically all things Amazon do not have Peacock, is because NBC and Amazon cannot iron out an agreement on the revenue share for advertising.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So here's the thing, though. Ultimately, your Fire devices are Android-based.
Mm-hmm.
Peacock is an Android app.
Mm-hmm.
It will natively work on there. The problem is the Amazon store does not have the app listed, but for those who are enterprising, and I'm not going to tell you how to, so to speak, jailbreak your device, but if you look online, there is an app you can easily download that will let you sideload, which is what this is called, apps that are not in the Amazon marketplace.
All right.
I've done this for a client. You know, not that I should admit that, but anyway.
Anyway, I can still stream it from my phone according to my phone, which let's talk about my phone.
Yes.
Okay. My phone is not as good as Joe's phone. Not even close as good as Joe's phone.
No, it's pretty close. You got a good phone.
I got a good phone, but it's older.
It's not that older. You got Android 11 before I did. I'm still ticked.
Yes.
Like, I am so mad. Like, you do not even know. I've been waiting. Like, I am so ticked at this point. It's like, Samsung?
Yeah.
Get with the program.
Yep. Because I got, I've got the 71. You have the Note. The Note is the flagship. It is the top of their line.
Well, it was.
It was.
Yeah, I have the Note 10 Plus. And then right after it came out, they literally dropped the S series. The S20 Note, the S blah, 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 blah. They dropped that whole Samsung series right on top of the Note 10 Plus. Like, literally, Wizard of Oz, drop a house on a witch.
Right.
Is what they did. And they have paid more attention to the phones that came after the 10 Plus. And then the 10 Plus owners are sitting over here like, could you give us something, please? You've waited patiently. We've been nice. But we're going to get furious if you do this whole, we promise 3 years of updates, and then for 3 years we get nothing.
Right.
Because it's what it's starting to look like, and I'm not the only one ticked off.
Right.
Like, I bought this is $1,000-some phone. I was not supposed to have to wait.
Right.
Like, that's where I'm at. That's my entitled, first world problem right now. But yeah. Oh, yay! Emily got her shot. Boo! Minimont got another cold.
He needs on echinacea. A lot of parents aren't going to be happy. Speaking of mini mots and that, McDonald's will be closing hundreds of locations inside Walmart stores due to shopping habits.
Do what now?
Due to shopping habits, people aren't meeting at Walmart to go eat while they shop.
Yeah, I don't think that Walmart had a good plan with their eat-in dining.
Right.
Like, I think, like, don't get me wrong, I don't think a major store with eat-in dining is necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
But has anyone ever been impressed with the eat-in dining options at Walmart? Like, it looks like the table situation is always an afterthought. There's usually a max of 5 tables. Typically that are only really comfortable for like 2 people. Like adding a 3rd and 4th chair, it just turns it into a bit of a nightmare because they're baby tables. Like the menu's weird, the food's weird. there's typically almost always a McDonald's somewhere in that parking lot or a whatever in that parking lot anyway.
Right.
It never works out. It never seemed to make much sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. Like, granted, our Walmart already lost its eat-in.
Well, no, there's like a little like custard stand, not custard stands thing there.
Okay, because we had a Subway, but they closed that one. Like, that died because that was
it's like a hot dog. It's like a custard stand or hot dog hamburger place. But again, no one eats there. It's get in, get out, and get done with it. But if we look at Walmart stock and performance over the past year, it sucked.
Yeah.
Like Amazon is beating their tails all the way up the mountain here.
I'm sorry, Walmart's having a Blockbuster issue. They thought Amazon was not a competitor.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID-19 happened, and they found out just how wrong they were. And then they tried to scale up their website, and it didn't work.
Right.
Like, and it because the Walmart website sucks. Can we just like put that out there into the universe and everyone agree? The Walmart website sucks. It's slow, it's inefficient, it doesn't work right, it is annoying. Like, it is the worst major commercial website I have ever seen. Like, it's like, who's doing this? Who built this for you, and why haven't you fired them?
Right. Exactly. And, Ashley brings up, Walmart's with McDonald's and McDonald's across the street after the lights. That was the common problem. Is there's too much McDonald's, but their hopes were that if you were there shopping, you would just grab your bite to eat before or after. And of course, the children could run and get their things there.
Okay, now, Ashley, I'm trying to figure out which Walmart in Greensboro you're talking about. Because if I remember right, there were like 3. There's one out by the interstate. There's another one over in like the North Elm, like suburby area. And then I know there's a third one, but I never can remember where it's at. It was like the least convenient to me ever. It's there. I just forget. Like, if I remember right, I think it's one on Lawndale. Something like that. I'm trying to remember.
The one off
Fern Boulevard. Yeah, that Walmart wasn't always that great anyway.
Well, what I find interesting, or what I found interesting in general with all of it, is, and we ran into this today, Aeson's been trying to find summer shoes. So he gets fed up. He decides he's going to throw his mask on. He's going to go to Shoe World. Shoe World is a standard Walmart installation. Like Walmart, there is Walmart, Sally's, Smoker Friendly, Shoe World, a clothing store of some variety, and then only $1, and then some other restaurants. Standard Walmart installation, and then a Lowe's. Going across the country, this is the thing.
Yeah.
I pull up and there is no Shoe World, and I'm like, I call you and I go, have I lost my mind? Am I living in an alternate universe? Like, I think
thought it was weird when you said it, but I thought, well, maybe I'm just having a moment. Because I was like, I don't remember one over there, but okay. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not, like, all together today.
All right. Mika, you're right. There are Walmarts that are in the title, the Ghetto Walmart. There are normally 3 different Walmarts in a big city. We're a small city, so we get one, and it's like different sections of the store is ghetto.
Oh, no, we're not even big enough to get our own Walmart. We have to go down the road to a different city to get a Walmart. Like, that's Oak Hill. We're small.
Right. Now, in Beckley, there is 2. There's the one we never go to that I understand is high-class Walmart. And then there's Ghetto Walmart that Mother goes to all the time.
Yeah. but that's the difference. One is in Beckley,
Uh-huh.
and everything. And I will put this out there, and like the Beckley like Travel Tourism Bureau can like spam the hell out of us for it. But literally, Beckley is a trash city.
Mm-hmm.
Like every store in that town is trashed. If it is a big box store, and I mean that about big boxes, not the little ones, but if it is a major chain store, oh, it's trashed. It is absolutely trashed. It looks like it was hit by a hurricane and no one fixed it. No one cleaned it up and no one put it back together. It's trashed.
Right. And it's covered in dirt. Like, we have to wash this. If he goes shopping with Mother, of course, he goes to Kroger's, which we're going to talk about in a minute. They've announced closures. Oh, Kathy, we're not even to the top of the hour yet.
I know, right?
Yeah.
She's having fun.
Yeah.
But now I have a question. So Ashley, the Walmart in Greensboro that you're talking about that is the bad one, is that the one over off of Cone or the one out by the interstate? Which I'm still trying to remember the name of that stupid road. Because apparently I don't think it's Lawndale. I've been at, like, sweetheart, I've been out of Greensboro for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the one over by exit 214. I know that much. I just can't remember the name of the stupid road. But yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. I think we need to go back to Greensboro.
Oh, okay. Well, Kathy, lay down and feel better.
Yep.
Well, fair point, but not what I meant. I meant the one over, but or maybe it is what I meant. Was that Cone Boulevard?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm having a whole moment.
Yeah, you always
have a forget a road.
Or
like, it's been a while, guys.
Yeah, exit 214.
Wendover.
Yes.
Wendover Walmart. What used to be the awesome one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And please tell me that my favorite, like, because we've talked about this. Please tell me my mile-long Chinese buffet over on Coliseum Boulevard is still there. The one that's in the old carpet factory.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me that is still there. Like, I'll put up with Panda Inn being gone, but still. Why do you hate Wendover Walmart? That was like the, oh my God, Walmart back in the day.
Can't find nothing in it.
I know, but but it used to be amazing, though. Like, It was clean, it was organized, it had its crap together. Mm-hmm. Like, that whole shopping center was amazing. And then, the one on the other side of town was crap. Like, it was
not found a Chinese restaurant yet. Ashley, we may have to work out an empanada shopping, empanada airlift for me come Christmas.
What?
Empanada.
That's Lake Forest.
Yeah, that's in Lake Forest. It's just the neighborhood over. Anyhow.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, you haven't found the Chinese place?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, now I have to know, is it still open? Like, granted, don't go now. See, Pyramid Village, that whole thing is screwing with my head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's new. That's got to be new. Like, I do not remember it at all. But then again, 15 years in, like, there? Oh, my God. But, yeah. All right. So, anyway, we'll look for that later. Because I thought it'd be quick and easy, and then I remembered how many Chinese restaurants there are in Greensboro.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. This will take a minute.
So, in other news,
Mhm.
Virginia has banned the panic defense.
Oh,
Yeah,
finally? No
finally.
more gay panic?
No more LGBTQ plus free pass. Panic defense. Nope, can't use it. It's been signed into law, over and done with. Which is about
Oh,
time.
things get better.
Yes.
That was always the dumbest defense. Like, it hinged on so many screwed up ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I blame that again on the Boys Beware campaign from way back in the day.
Right.
Is that's what created the basis for that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what created the idea that like every gay man is a pedophile, every gay man is a rapist, every gay man is this, blah 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 blah. It turned into a whole thing, and I think honestly created gay panic defense.
Right.
And it's stupid. It's stupid. The idea that, okay, one, it's not really that stupid if you think about it. It's just one of those, like, this should be a teachable moment.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't happen.
Right.
In terms of if the idea that as a man, you are treated the way that men generally treat women, as a sexual object whose opinion, consent, and everything else doesn't matter, scares you enough to kill someone, you should realize there's a problem with masculinity, not with gay men.
Right.
Like, figure it out. Put it together. That never happened because ultimately gay panic defense was you were so scared that someone was hitting on you or making sexual advances towards you that you panic and kill them because you were afraid for your health, your safety, your life, being raped, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how in the 90s even we didn't, like, the world didn't come together and go, you have a bigger problem to sort out, honey.
Yes.
Like, that's a really big problem.
Right.
But yeah.
Exactly. And I love Brenda's comment. Gods, we women would have killed so many men if we had that role.
Oh, I'm showing. Like, that needs to be like high.
Hi.
Can we get that on a bumper sticker? Like, Jesus. Because it's true.
Mm-hmm. It is true.
Like, what would your day planner look like, Brenda? You know, murder, breakfast, murder, tea, murder, light lunch. I mean,
Exactly. It's been a sucky defense. I'm glad Virginia has banned the defense. Granted, they're taking away the death penalty also, so you have to take the good with the bad. But also, darling, your favorite bakery's in the news again. And yet you got all your fees again.
Do what now?
Yes. Your favorite bakery, Masterpiece K-Shop, is once again in court for allegations of anti-gay bias.
Yes, and Brenda, real quick, says I would have the biggest garden ever. But yeah. Oh, what are they? What did they do again? Same thing, different couple.
No, this is they refused to bake a cake for a trans celebration, gender reveal party.
Oh, good God!
I'm sorry. This is one I call targeted.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, fine, we didn't win once, we'll do it again. Let's find another issue you want to be an idiot for.
Well, you know, like, I mean, honestly, I think it's just let's let them run their own selves out of business is where I'm at. Like, if they're going to be that dumb, like, just let them destroy themselves. Like, let them be
their defense now. Because their defense was they don't believe in marriage of gay couples. Okay. You're
Oh,
doing
yeah.
gender reveal party cakes. Let's hear your defense on why you couldn't bake a cake.
I think basically it's going to come down to the same one we had in West Virginia over banning trans athletes, which is going to be the my God doesn't make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, isn't even supported in science. Like, we went through this.
Right.
Like, hi, XX and XY are not the only two.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if you really want to go into it, if, you know, Eve was made from Adam's rib, she was effectively a man who had to be transitioned. So, again, work through that at your own leisure.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, hi, you took a male part and made another human being. You had to transition that somehow to make that work if you're going to go with this whole concept here. So, I mean, that's just me. That's just me. But I would think it would be, you know, hi.
Yeah, you know, I just want to hear their defense. And this is the way, I'm sorry, this is what we've got to pound these people.
Oh, yeah. Aw, thanks for the hug, Kathy.
Right.
We appreciate. So Emily points out she regularly deals with a patron in the library who's spent jail time for stalking women, and he regularly requests us to print out death row inmate wiki articles or photos of various actresses and models. Ugh. Now I will say, and this may be divulging too much, I have a distant family member who was in the news many years ago for a horrific stalking crime. With 1975, it didn't really have a name. Effectively, he dated a woman, got obsessed with their relationship even after it broke off, and ended up murdering 2 people and wounding a third. Did time in prison, spent his time in prison doing everything he could to harass this poor woman, got out of prison, continued to harass this woman, literally had to get sent back to jail, is still trying to harass this poor woman. And it's one of those things, 1975. Like, hi, we're at 45 years. Can't figure out no is an answer. Like, our whole family is like, what did we do wrong? Like, what happened to this dude? Like, how do you get this screwed up in the head that you cannot, like, let it go? Let it go. Just let it go. 45 years later, you are still locked in.
Yes, big rose bush or rhododendron bush. Very big one for this case.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Germany's heading for another lockdown. They're at the point that they're even considering the Sputnik vaccination.
Okay.
Which is the Russian vaccination. They're not real sure if it works or not. India is now trying to buy vaccinations from the U.S., trying to get Johnson & Johnson one because it's one shot.
Yeah.
As their numbers soar, they are now the 3rd highest. Of course, the United States rocking it. You know, we've got the top infection rate. India is number 3.
In USA.
Brazil is below us. I mean, I feel like I'm reading fucking soccer scores when I look at this list.
Well, you know. But no, yay, go USA. We got to be number 1 in something. Like, not anything good. Like, we can't be good at something good. Like, highest world infection rate, you know, it's helpful.
Right.
Yeah. But anyhow.
Those are, very big things going on. Doctors performed the first living donor lung transplant to a COVID-19 patient.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, we do have West Virginia's #1 in vaccination, which I don't even know how we manage that one.
Easy. We are used to doing what we need to do. We are used to freedom shots. We are, we answer the call to the Army. We answer the call to World War II. We know how to take care of ourselves.
I know, but we turned so red in the last election that if you had honestly floated the idea back in November that we were going to be #1 in vaccination, I would have laughed my ass off. Like, oh yeah, Ashley, I totally get it. It's it's one of those per capita things.
Right.
At low population, it looks great. Percentages wise, it happens. But it's also one of those things. If you had told me this back in November, I would have laughed my ass off. I would have been like, there is no way we are going to lead this.
Well, and I wasn't surprised with it because we led the polio vaccines. We led the swine flu vaccinations, the flu shots. We have a great medical staff.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of elderly population that ain't playing games, and a lot of us that aren't playing games. And we do what we got to do so that we can get our freedoms back.
Well, but there's also the reality. I think the caregiver elder population combo has helped a lot.
Right.
Like one of the few benefits of, we're going to make West Virginia a retirement state that we've actually seen.
Right. But also we're not waiting for the government to tell us, oh, you need to get a vaccination. It's like, oh no, we need a shot now. We got summer coming. We want to get the hell out of this. We want to be done with it. We got festivals to go to. I want to hit the lake. I need to go camping.
And it's a tourist state.
Exactly.
So much of the state is now built around tourism that, we lost one season last year. It was gone.
Right.
There was no hope of recovering that season. To be looking at 2021 and the idea that we're going to lose an entire another season, I'm pretty sure there's a fair number of businesses that are not, like the ones that have managed to pull through one season loss. I don't think can handle a second one.
Right.
And by a third, I think the state shut down for tourism.
I wouldn't be surprised if we do not see West Virginia businesses starting to make the decision, if you ain't vaccinated, you ain't working. Because we can't afford a shutdown. We can't afford news of our store being shut down by the health department. Would not doubt that at all. I mean, because we were one of the first states to force the flu vaccine on the nurses when it was still experimental.
Yeah. Well, Emily makes a point. West Virginians want to make their yearly trip to Hillbilly Mecca, a.k.a. Myrtle Beach, and they'll do anything they can to ensure that'll happen this year.
Yes.
But there was still a fair number of people because South Carolina, screwed up anyway. There are a fair number of people that made that journey anyway.
Right.
And we saw an uptick.
Right.
We did.
And then Kathy asked the question, do I think that it's going to get bad again with the new mutations coming from other countries? Well, considering the most active case right now is the UK variant that is responds to the vaccines, no. Do I think that we need to be taking every spare shot that we do not want to put into the American arm and shipping it to Brazil, India, South America, Africa? Yes. I think, if we need to pay for it, Dolly has already said she'll write the check. Bill Gates has been saying, I will pay not only for the production, but the air costs, whatever. We got to get this done, because here's the thing. The only way we can shut this down is to get people vaccinated. And in these smaller countries, get them vaccinated faster so that they can't be mutating.
Right. Well, and I think we all got a giant understanding of what a global economy is.
Yeah.
and the fact that it's not just one country's problem. It's a world problem.
Right.
Like we are not all, we are way, I started to say we're way too interconnected, and that's not true. But we are way more interconnected across the globe than we've ever stopped to really realize in the last 50 years.
Yes.
Like it was bad enough when we're talking about, early, U.S. settlement, here's your, smallpox blankets. That was bad enough. And we've seen this theme play out in in sci-fi, in Stargate Universe, or not Stargate Universe, but Stargate, the SG-1 series, and the concerns that were had, that were brought in to fiction as to, okay, if you're going to be, traveling all over these different worlds, what could possibly happen here? Like, you're going to get exposed to things that are not seen in our on Earth, and you're going to be taking with you things that have never been seen on another planet.
Right.
And weird things can happen. Like, you could decimate an entire population.
Right.
Or vice versa. You
Right.
could bring back something that would decimate a population.
Right. And, and I've been questioning him about something because we've had some weird sales. And it's because nobody's buying our food. That's why we got pineapples for $1.50 and asparagus for 72 cents a pound.
But we're struggling to get tomatoes.
Yeah, because
judging by price.
Yeah. And judging by your refrigerator.
Okay. Sorry, I was reading Kathy's take. I think aliens are super intelligent is the reason for a lot of amazing stuff like Stone. I'm going to assume Henge, pyramids, and other marvelous buildings. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this is signs of aliens, or let's go with this, extraterrestrial life. I don't know if that is signs of that or not. Yeah. I would take into consideration that there's a lot of part of me can understand why there's a push towards that idea that this is signs that aliens visited Earth. I'm also sitting here going, we have this long-standing assumption that our current, our modernity, is the height of humanity. I don't know that's true. I don't know if that's a cyclical thing. And that, what ultimately happened is we hit a prior high point, or multiple prior high points in humanity, only to have something wipe us out and reset the clock.
Right.
And push us back to, so to speak, Stone Age, and then we had to build back up as a civilization. Or that this didn't occur at different parts of the world, unconnected. That one civilization hit its peak and fall, sort of the Roman, cycle. Roman civilization hit a peak, and then there was the fall of Rome. I don't know that didn't happen multiple times before, we had a global connected world that knew all about each other. If not, go on Facebook, you can find out so much. But, that we finally had a technology point that connected the entire globe, and now we're starting to understand that.
Well, I think that one time we did, because and Kathy brings up, the Mayan temple and the pyramids in Egypt. Forgetting Kathy is also the pyramids in Japan, the pyramids in the Alps. I mean, I think they at one time I don't think they're being used as grave holders. And there's been research and study on that. So I think that we had a very much more technical based life system beforehand.
Yeah. Sorry, set my mug over for the invisible assistant.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to discredit any answer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm at, is I'm kind of like, I don't know.
Right.
I think it's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I fully believe that we have, in terms of archaeology, made a lot of mistakes.
Yes.
Built around the assumption that we are the height
Right.
of intelligent, civilized world on a planet.
Correct.
And I think we made a lot of mistakes there, and I think it's going to take a lot of cleanup to sort that out.
Right.
And figure out, okay, are we the only species of human or humanoid that has ever been on a planet? Like ours specifically? Are we, one of many? Are we talking about like a coexistence, or at least a co-period? Or are we talking about totally separate? That, on one hand, you have like the Darwin evolution, and here we are. And there was a whole second evolution period, or we were, a billion years ago inhabited by a totally different species. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think anyone can claim to totally have that answer. I think there's a lot of theories. I think there's a lot of well-supported theories. I think there's some theories that are given a lot more credit than maybe they deserve. As in like when you start looking at the evidence that they're touting versus what they're basing it on, I think there's some like that's a real shaky foundation to draw that big of a conclusion. Like it's sort of like we have had that Ancient Aliens show moment before.
Well, I think it's an Ancient Aliens show moment.
Well, but there's one in particular in which they spend assume for a second it's a 45-minute program. Okay, they spend 42 minutes laying out this whole theory, and in the last 3 minutes, this one person says "or" and makes a statement that makes total perfect sense. And completely, it's not out there. It's not crazy. It's not, it doesn't take a whole lot to get from here to there. Instead of this whole, we're going to look at this giant, collection of things, shove them together and come to a conclusion versus, or the simpler explanation is, you got from here to here by this. And it's like, okay. Big thanks to the invisible assistant. Actually, she doesn't know how we got here.
Yeah, we are currently talking about Ancient Aliens. Are we the last only humans ever being on this planet? Species of humans, that type of thing. But I want to know, what pizza did you get? Are y'all talking about the end of the queue? I think we're getting there. I mean, Ryan Watkins has admitted his Q is the dumbest possible ending.
Ron Watkins, basically said a thing, and then realized what he said.
Right,
and it's kind of like, dude, you just screwed up. Like, I don't think you processed how much you screwed up.
Right.
But it was like, it's too late. It's recorded, and it's going to go out there. So he did the best, shit shovel he could for someone that is totally not enabled for that. Right. But not as Q. That's all he had. But not as Q. Right. Really? That's not going to help. Or shouldn't. But then there's whole ardent followers that are going to just, I think, gloss over it.
Well, or say it's deep state. Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut's our favorite currently. especially their bacon pizza. But no, I think that we will see the end of QAnon. I think we're going to start seeing some federal actions against the walk-ins. Like, if I were them, I would be happy my little happy butt back on a plane and flying the hell out of the United States.
Well, yeah. Well, not that that's easy to do right now, because aren't we still under some travel restrictions?
Yes, you'd have to get a vaccine, but then again, they think that the vaccine will give them tracking ability or superpowers. I haven't figured out which.
No, they support a theory that says that.
Yes.
Like, and that's the thing to point out and to be very, very careful with, because we see this happen over and over and over. Is there's groups that have a theory and they have a leader that touts the theory, but then will not apply it to themselves. It's sort of like the help me out, church scandal, Graham, not Billy Graham, but his son. Anyway, they have built an entire corporate environment around this whole, like, you know, uber conservative Christian, you know, all like the world is a devil-filled place kind of idea. But then you find out that, you know, they don't follow any of this. Personally. Like, that just blew up in their face. But it's like, no, we're going to go over here and do whatever we want to, but we're still going to take your money and preach to you on Sunday and every other venue we can do it in, how you should live your life.
Well, that's like Billy Graham, and there's scandals about Billy Graham that never came out. I would love for those files to be released. Hello, NBC, you had a documentary. Let's release the file, shall we? But no, the new Graham Jr., you know, he should have just been, you know, touted completely like the failure of the son. It should have went over to the daughter.
Like, granted, I may have the wrong person. I'm double checking.
No, you're not.
Like, Liberty University is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Falwell. That's what
he was a dang. Jerry Falwell was a snake and a half. He was a snake and a half.
Sorry, sometimes I process things after I say them.
Well, both of them, Billy Graham Jr. Took off for Falwell. The whole Tammy Faye Baker saga. The crashing of that is a documentary. You should go and watch it. It'll show you just the back end of television media and how much of a snake Billy Graham was. And then how much of a snake Falwell was to Billy.
Well, it's a lot. But ultimately, we see this over and over and over again. And then you have old stupid Texas pastor. The one. Do what now?
Aldman or whoever.
No, the pretty boy. The one with the mega church. He never opens up in any crisis disaster. Ever. But he'll gladly take your money on, you know, Sunday and any other time you want to send it to him and buy another plane. Like, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Is like, you're going to teach this whole... Yeah, Joel Osteen is who I was trying to say. Thank you, Brenda.
Yeah.
Like, I have people in my head and I just can't.
Right. Joel Osteen's... I don't like him. He's another Falwell sleazeball. The only one, and nobody... I don't think people will get that I will actually sit and listen to her. And yes, she's a mega church runner, but at least she has a better handle on it. And I got to think of her name. She comes on like 6 o'clock in the morning. Female pastor.
Yes. Yeah, you like her. I'm not a huge fan. Like, I don't know. We had a TV in one of the dining hall, in the dining hall on campus that stayed glued to her material.
Mm-hmm.
And like you could not eat a meal without having to listen to her. And it drove me up a wall.
Right.
Like, can we please just stop? But anyway. Joyce Meyer. Or Joyce Meyer.
Yeah, Joyce Meyer.
Thank you, Mika.
Thank you, Mika.
We're not doing good with names tonight.
Well, it's because I very rarely deal in them. But Joyce Meyer, I actually will listen to a lot of her stuff. Sounds a lot like my stuff. Interesting. And when I say that, it's a lot of, well, if you want to change it, get up and change it. Now, she also, stops there and, says, well, make sure to ask God to help you along, but you got to get up and do it. So I can identify with her premise of the message. If we take the dogma out, it's mostly life coaching. So I can hang with her.
Well, and I think my biggest problem with her is I just don't like her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not necessarily opposed to her whole message. I just don't like her.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe that other than to say my dad had a similar problem with a TV news anchor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that they were bad professionally. It's just I don't like them. I don't like their voice. I don't like their mannerisms. I don't like their face.
Right.
I just don't want to look at them or hear their voice or see them.
Mm-hmm.
I would be okay reading as long as I've never heard their voice.
Right.
But otherwise it's like, no, stop talking. Just stop. Yeah.
And what I find interesting is she's one of the only mega church pastors that is shipping their funding being towards COVID relief.
Yeah.
Like her partner, I just pulled up her site and I saw this a couple of days ago. I was like, ooh. But she's one of the only ones that go, boom. I don't know, Kathy. I'm sorry. I don't know about that issue. I will check and see. But she's one of the only mega churches that is always there. Like she hit New Orleans 2 days after Katrina. Like she's what I call old Christian.
She show up and help out. And I can appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she's a horrible person.
Mm-hmm.
Like she is not that white woman.
Oh no, she ain't the stripper drug dealer turned pastor because she got too old for the pole.
Ooh, hot take. So hi, Ashley has a question. We're just gonna roll.
Yep.
So ready for that?
Yes.
All right. Ashley, 82696. Do you see tomorrow being eventful or calm in this household?
Interesting. When I look at tomorrow in your household, I see a new beginning. You have to use your passion and wisdom to handle it. And then a new opportunity of communication and passion to follow. So I don't think it'll be too calm, but I don't think it'll be terrible.
There we go. Oh, and Brenda brings up Benny Hinn.
Oh, I love watching his stage performances. He's a lovely actor.
Oh. Alrighty. Mika asks a question. This is more a personal one.
Okay.
All right. Aeson, do you believe in Jesus? Can I ask that question? LOL. People give me a hard time because I don't get it.
Okay.
I'm putting inflection in there.
Okay. I believe that there was a magician teacher born and partially crucified. Do I think that he was the Son of God or part of the Trinity? No. Do I think he went on to live another life in the south of France? Yes. Do I think that his bloodline is probably still around? Most definitely.
And meanwhile, we can all be mad at his mom for ruining the best excuse for pregnancy ever. Immaculate conception.
Well,
One use only. One use only. Can never use it again. One use only.
Yeah.
Sorry, I always.
And I really don't even have a problem with the teachings or the ideas.
So you're taking more of the Dalai Lama approach.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I like your Christ. I don't like your Christians because they're nothing like your Christ.
Right. Well, one of my favorite sayings, especially when I'm dealing with supposed followers of a very fearful king of England, is, Jesus, will you come get your followers? They're drunken on my lawn.
Oh, yes, and Ashley wants to know more about voodoo and hoodoo.
Ashley, we won't be going into that topic tonight, honey. I will be going into it on a psychic coffee shop that we do not have a guest, because they're actually two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Mary. You're late.
Hey, Mary. Glad you made it.
Glad you made it.
But yes.
Yes. But voodoo and hoodoo we will go into. We will talk about. There are some practices that I use. There are some practices that I don't get. There are some practices that I don't follow because I don't practice voodoo. There are some hoodoo influences in Romney. There are some Romney influences in hoodoo. So we will be talking about those too.
And Mary points out there are root workers in North Carolina.
Well, yes, there is. Yeah.
Now, isn't that some of where Byron Ballard is?
That is where Ballard is. She is.
Well, I know that's physically where she's at, but I mean, like, functionally.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I want to invite her on the Psychic Coffee Shop, and if she can't come on a Tuesday, you guys will see a Psychic Coffee with Aeson. And that will be Ballard. She is a root worker. There's another dude that has come out with a book that I'm dying to get a read on. Root workers are like hoodoo. They're like hoodoo, but they are not Caribbean.
Oh, this sounds like a fun topic. Reverend Jertha Bliss?
I'm not sure who she is.
Oh. You have to get some more info on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, but no, root workers mean folk magic workers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, I'm hoping to get Ballard on. There's another one, another gentleman that has wrote a book called The Doctor and the Devil. And I'm going to reach out to them and see if I can get them on also. Because I do want to provide those perspectives and also identify some of the things that we talk about. And I'm really interested on Ashley. And then I may do a special Aeson video.
Oh, Jertha Love.
Yes, I want to get him on. I want to talk to him. I want to pick his brain. There's a few people that I'm going to be reaching out to get on, but we are getting authors booked in, and next week.
This whole month we're loaded in.
We're loaded in this month. I'm booking May already, and then I'm going to book June. And if I have to bring up special broadcasts, I love it. I love having authors on the show. The perspective. Now, next week is a tarot week. We're going to have 2 tarot authors back to back. One is on a book and one is on a deck. I think that'll be fun.
Awesome. But yeah, we got a fun month planned.
We do. And Brendan tells me it's on Kindle. That means I can read it fast.
Yes.
Yes.
Your all-time favorite authors.
Yeah.
What do have electronic content?
Exactly.
Like, it helps you immensely.
Yep.
So yes, gotta love that.
Yep. And of course, I have posted Power Saturday. It will be the 17th this month.
Yay! So very soon.
Yeah, it's not this Saturday, but next Saturday it's up. The reason is 24th. I have something to go do, so I thought I would change the weekend.
Woohoo! So yeah.
Fun
we're happy. So for our baristas, your packages finally went out in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
We should do that little housekeeping. Y'all's packages are in the mail.
Yes, and unfortunately, the magazine is delayed because I was booking authors and trying to get packages and doing this and doing that. So you'll probably get a April-May magazine.
Yeah, because we're pushing a little late.
Right.
But maybe that'll slow things down when we can get June's out. I think we're needing a little bit of a time reboot.
Right.
Sorry, guys. We try. We really do. Yes, the planners, Kathy.
And the books, and, Aeson threw some other stuff in there.
Oh, yeah.
No, we are sorry for I think we need to move the magazine to mid-month. I really do. And that may occur a lot easier.
Absolutely. No, we're not mailing them magazines, but we do have them on your Patreon website. So yeah, you can check this out there. If you're not signed up, we'll get you through that.
Yep. Yeah, everything goes to now your Patreon site that's just for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then the mailings are fun little things.
Yes.
Because otherwise he's gonna have a bookshelf as big as this house. We're gonna look like a library.
Exactly.
So we share that content. We know you guys like the books. We do try to randomize it up a little bit. So, we can't promise every book you ever get will be something that you're like, oh my God, that's the book I wanted. But
because literally what I do is I pull out, and the boxes are behind Joe. We literally pull out the number of shipment boxes we get, and I just start filling it. 1, 2, 2, 2. Boom. Ship it out, Joe.
Yep. Basically, he looks like a mom with a line of Christmas stockings.
Yes.
It really is. It's like fair and equal. Fair. Or my mother at Christmas, fair and equal. Mom balanced to the penny, though.
Yeah. I don't balance to the penny. It's just there. Also, baristas, just to let you know, we were able to also send some care packages to
Appalachian
Pagan Ministry.
Mm-hmm.
So that went out also in this time's mailing.
So Donna, if you're watching, I'll just tell you now. I hope you have your hand truck that day.
Yep.
Those boxes were heavy.
Hey, I pack as much as I can pack in them.
Let me explain to you guys. I went to the post office and had to make 2 trips from the car.
Uh-huh.
I had more boxes than I am tall. Just about. Holding them. I had boxes up to here. I was so grateful for the woman who held the door for me. I was so grateful. And then when I came back out, she was leaving, and she's like, her husband was, did you forget them? Because I had the rest of the boxes on top of the car while I ran in, dropped that stack, and went one more trip back out to the car. And I was like, no, I couldn't carry them all. And she was dying in the driver's seat.
Uh-huh.
Because she saw me go in, and I'm like, thank you so much. I could not thank this woman enough. I was I had no clue how I was going to get through the pull door with a stack of packages. Because that door is annoying.
Right.
I wish it swung both ways. It would help.
Right.
No one planned this post office well.
It wasn't.
I mean, it has a bomb shelter, which is great.
Click and ship and just aggravate the postman. Because, me and him have had wars for a while now.
Okay, but, we've already ticked off the UPS guy.
Uh-huh.
He does not like our house.
Yep.
And then,
mm-hmm.
I'm not a real big fan of FedEx, and I don't want to tick off our mail carrier.
Well,
we need one delivery service that is not angry at us or not problematic for us. Oh, but yeah.
Yeah.
Aw. Everyone's so happy. Yay!
Yeah. But no, also remember, if you see something you want us to talk about, put it in the group. We always take share topics, share ideas, share stories. Also, I am still looking for something to talk about for Psychic Tea. That video is still yet to go out. You guys have 2 videos that are in my holster that'll be going out. Also, and here's the other also. I am bringing back the daily psychic guides. Yes, they are in story form and on YouTube, and I have streamlined that process. So that will go out easily for everybody.
Mm-hmm. You've gotten a lot of stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you really, truly have. Like, we've got a lot of stuff done, but granted, not all mine applies to just, like, coffee shop and blah, blah, blah. Like,
Right.
Hi, on a personal level, my sister finally got attention on her website. I don't know how she hadn't killed me yet.
Well,
Meanwhile, the family genealogy site, I did not realize that I had left in such a state. Until I went the other day to fix one thing, and it was like,
you're going to have to start writing down your websites and checking them once a month. That's all I have to say about it.
I know. Like, I've been working. Well, now, granted, like, okay, my sister's, that was all me. But now the genealogy one, I do have to personally say I had a time with that. Like, I was going through some stuff. Like, we had buried my dad. There was, like, that first family reunion thereafter. Like, there was just so much. Like, I was so angry for the longest time.
Right.
Like, I just could not work on it at all.
Right. And Kathy, if you would like to have that author on, they need to contact me. I'm not going to hunt them.
There we go.
Well, I do that with most of our authors. Most of our authors come to us. All right, guys, we are at the hour-and-a-half mark. Thank you for enjoying the show. And I'm hoping you guys are liking the content you're seeing, liking the way it's being delivered. If it isn't working for you, please let us know.
Yes. Also, like, share, and subscribe, please.
Yes.
Like, share this. Like, you're having a great time. Like, I know some of y'all got friends. I'm not saying they got to become baristas. I mean, we love that. But just share. And brighten someone else's day. Like, I know we're your crazy friends, but come on.
Right. But always remember to please like, share on the platform you're seeing this on. And thank you guys for interacting. We always have fun. Friday nights is our more relaxed night. Sundays, not Sundays. Whoa, Tuesday nights is always author first, and then we get to interact.
Absolutely. All right, well, Vanna will take it away. We, of course, want to thank our lovely Patreon subscribers. We love our baristas, and we can't thank you guys enough. And like he said earlier, we hope you enjoy all the benefits of your patronage. And so, yeah, we do want to list you guys out like we do at the end of every show. So thank you, Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda Bryant, and Ashley Guest. If you'd like to learn more about Mountain Bears or the Psychic Coffee Shop or how to become a Patreon subscriber yourself, please visit PCSPnetwork.com.
And with that, good night, y'all. We will see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Let's work. Yo, it's go time, showtime, never backing down time. One shot, yo, make it count, yo. Crunch time, shine time, make this moment my time. Get a grip, yo, ready, set, go. We bring the thunder. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's go. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's go. Yeah, it's my time, yo time, step into the spotlight. Get lit, yo, let yourself go. On time, high time, gotta go big time. This is it, yo, never take no fight time, grind time, take it to the street time. Turn the roof off, get loco, game time, win time, we gon' bring it home time. No regrets now,